So before we, get through everything, we do have show and tell on Friday. I'm telling you now since I'm thinking about it, so I don't forget. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, will have show and tell on Friday afternoon. Okay, so yeah. I'll try to remind you every day up until then, but I'm telling you now just so you can keep it in your mind for Friday, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go over some facts.
Can I go use the restroom when the light comes back?
All right, let's go through our facts. Okay. 6 plus 6 equals 12, 12, 12. 9 plus 1 equals
2, 8, 8, 8.
10.
10.
Yes. Okay. 4 plus 0 equals
4.
good. 2 plus 0 equals
2.
0 plus 5 equals
5.
9 plus 0 equals
9.
3 plus 0 equals 3 plus 3 equals
6.
1. Oh, sorry. 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 2 equals
3.
2 plus 2 equals
4.
8 plus 8 equals
16.
4 plus 1 equals
5.
good. Okay, 6 plus 1 equals
7.
9 plus 9 equals
18.
good. 4 plus 4 equals
18.
good. 5 plus 5 equals
10.
awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, so those are our addition facts. Tomorrow we'll start doing the subtraction as well. Okay, all right, so let's practice some counting. So we've learned how to count by tens all the way to 100. Could we count by tens to 100 on 3? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30,
40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
awesome. 10 all the way to 100. Now, last week we learned how to count by twos. Now, counting by twos is whenever we skip 2 numbers. So remember, there's a pattern that you follow when counting by twos. You say the 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 pattern. If you keep that pattern in mind, it will be easier and easier to count by twos. So we start with 2, then 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Keep going. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. And you keep the pattern. 42, 44, 46, 48, and 50. Okay, so you always go to the next 10. After you say the 8, you will be going to the next 10 after that. Keep the pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. So if I'm in the 60s, 62, 64, 66, 68. You just have to remember the 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 pattern. If you remember that pattern, it'll be easier and easier to count by twos, okay? Okay, spelling. Can't wait. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the board. Let's do a couple of things on the board. Okay, let's practice some coins. So last week I did introduce dimes on last week. So let's look at my 3 pennies here. That's super easy. How much money would these 3 pennies be? That is super easy because it's only 3 pennies. Kinley, how much?
3 cents.
3 cents. 3 cents.
And
Okay, now I have these dimes. Remember, when we have dimes, we count by tens. So with these 3 dimes, how much money would those 3 dimes be? Joshua?
30 cents.
Good, 30 cents. Good. All right, count the dimes here. How much money? And raise your hand if you want to answer, okay? Avaya, how much money?
100.
Unmute.
Wait a minute.
You can just start list 11. 6.
9.
How much?
Wait.
6 times.
90.
Yes, 90 what?
90 cents.
90 cents. Yes, 90 cents. Good. 90 cents. Okay. So that is counting by dimes. Remember, we count by dimes with 10. So tomorrow we are going to learn how to combine dimes and pennies together. Okay. That's what we'll practice tomorrow. All right. So I have a counting by twos pattern. Let's go ahead and fill it in. I'm going to ask you all. So 2, who can tell me what number is coming next after my 2?
4.
4. You just counted. So 2, 4. What's next, Dennis?
6. 6.
6. Good. 2, 4, 6. What's after 6, Taylin?
8.
8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Uh-oh. What's after 8?
12.
Skip the number.
10.
10. Remember, that's 0. 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. 10. What comes after the 10? Avaya, unmute. Put it on. Put it on.
It is
Remember, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it starts all over. 12. What will come after 12? Look at the pattern. We're in the teens. So we said 12. 14. 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then we'll just keep going. All right, 1 more and 1 less. I have 39. What number is 1 less than 39? We're going back 1. Okay, Avaya, what you have?
less
1 less than 39.
29.
1 less. So go back 1 number. So what number do you say before you say 39?
38.
38. Good. Okay, 61 was 1 more than 61. One more than 61?
62.
62. And then we have 84. What's 1 less than 84? A number that's 1 less than 84. Dennis? One less than 84. Go back 1 number.
87.
No. What do we say before we say 84? If I'm counting, what number comes
83.
right before? 83. Good. All right. Awesome. All right. So today's lesson, we are going to learn about what's called an even number. Has anyone heard of that before? If someone would say that's an even number. Yeah, no. Yes. Some people say yes, some people say no. Okay. So an even number some numbers, so we have a bunch of numbers, right? We have two types of numbers. We have even numbers and then we have odd numbers. We'll learn about odd numbers a little later. Today's lesson will only be on even numbers, okay? So whenever I say that a number is even, it means that I can equally split the number, okay? I can split the number equally. So if I divide that number in half, I will have the same amount on both sides. I will have the same amount on both sides. Even means that it's an equal number. It's equal. Again, that means I could split it down the middle and it's the same amount on both sides. That's called an even number. Okay? Let me show you an example. Baseboard. Don't listen on your Zoom. You don't go to recess. My paying attention. Okay, so look at this. I have these little blocks here, and I have two. All right, I have two of them. We're gonna figure out if 2 is an even number or not. Now, again, I told you in order for a number to be even, I have to be able to split it, and it has to have equal amounts on both sides. It has to have the same amount on both sides. Make sure that you're focused and not playing with your pencils. Okay, so I have 2. Now I'm going to split this in half. I'm going to pull it apart. Do I have the same amount on both sides? I do. I have 1 and I have 1. So would 2 be an even number?
No.
Yes, it is. An even number means I can split it in half and it's equal. Even number, you can split it equally. So again, if I split 2 in half, I only have 1 and 1. These are the same amount on both sides. That means 2 is an even number. Okay? Let me write that here. 2 is an even number. I can split 2 equally. Let's try 3. Okay, I have 3 here. I'm going to see if 3 is an even number. I'll split it in half. Is that the same amount?
No.
Okay. So I split 3 in half. This is not the same amount. I have 2 on this side, 1 on this side. So is 3 an even number?
No.
It can't be. In order for it to be an even number, I have to split it in half and it has to have the same number on both sides. It's not an even number. It's a different kind of number, which we'll learn about a little later. Next, I have 4. Let's see if we can split 4 in half equally. So I'm going to take it and split it. Now look at that. Look at how many I have on this side and this side. Is it the same amount?
Yes.
So is 4 an even number?
Yes.
Yes, an even number has to be, you have to be able to split it equally. I had 4, then I split it to see if I would have equal, and I do. I have 2 and 2, together it makes 4. So that means 4 is an even number. I can split 4 equally. Let's try 5. Look at 5. Okay. Is everyone focused?
Yes.
I don't think so. Okay. Look at 5. I'm going to split 5 in half. Look at that. Look how many I have on this side. Look how many I have on this side. Is this the same amount?
No.
So is 5 an even number?
No.
It cannot be. Even numbers have to have the same amount on both sides when you split it. This does not. And there's no way I could split 5 in half. I can try like this, but it's still the same. I can even try like this. Still not equal at all. So that means 5 is not an even number. Let's try 6. Look at this. I have 6. Let's split 6 in half. Look at that. Is it equal?
Yes.
I have 3 and then I have 3. So is that equal?
Yes.
Even. 6 is an even number. 3 and 3 make 6. So 6 is an even number. 2, 4, 6. Okay, let's look at another one. This is 7. Get 7. Okay. Let's split 7. Look how many I have on both sides. I have 3 and 4. Is that equal?
No.
So can 7 be even?
No.
It cannot. In order for it to be even, I have to equally have it split. This is not equal. This is not the same number. I have 4 and then I have 3. So this will not work. That means 7 is not an even number. I have 8. Let's see if I can split 8 equally. Let's look at it. Look at that. I have 4, then 4. Is this equal?
Yes.
So that means 8 is what?
An even.
8 is an even number. Now, do you notice a pattern here?
Yes, it's counting by 2.
Yeah, it's counting by 2s.
2, 4, 6, 8, 0.
Okay, let's look at 9.
Oh my.
Let's see if 9 is equal. Online, we are not focused. Okay, look at this. So I have 4, and then I have 5. Is this equal?
No.
So that means 9 is not an even number. I cannot split 9 equally, so that means it's not even. Let's try 10. Look at 10. Let's split it. I have 5 and 5. Is that equal?
Yes.
No. Yes, yes.
Yes, that is equal. Equal means it's the same number. 5 and 5. This is equal. So that means 10 is a what? Even number.
Good number.
So these are the examples of even numbers that we did. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now there's a whole bunch of other numbers that are even numbers, but I just want you to see. Now, if you look at this, this is in the 2's pattern, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that means pretty much any number that we count by 2's with is what? An even number. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What comes after 10 again?
12.
So that means 12 is an even number. And it is, because if I split 12 in half, I'll have 6 and 6. 12 is an even number. 14. Split it in half. 7 and 7. Equal. 16. Split it in half. 8 and 8. These are your double stacks. 8 and 8. 18. Split it in half. 9 and 9. 20. Split it in half. 10 and 10. So all of these are examples of even numbers. I can split them equally. Even numbers, if you divide them in half, they will have the same amount on both sides. That's why it's called an even number. It's even. If I split it, it's even on both sides. It's not 5 on one side and 2 on one side. But when I did 10, I had 5 and 5. So that means that it is even. I split 10 in half equally. I split it and it had equal number on both sides. This is called an even number. Okay, so even numbers mean that you can equally split it, and the even numbers are the counting by 2's numbers. So that's another way to remember it when you count by 2's. Those are the even numbers. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's even numbers. Even numbers mean that we can split the number equally in half. If I have a number and I cut it down the middle, and when I separate it, if it has the same number on both sides, that means that it is an even number. It is equal on both sides, okay? All right, so that is it for our math lesson today. You will see that even numbers in your book. Your book will ask you about it today. It will ask you to color the squares that are even numbers. Remember, even numbers are to counting by two numbers. That's what we just did here. So if you know how to count by twos, then you should know which ones are the even numbers. All right, good. So this is it for math. Let's go ahead and move on to writing. You can get out your letters book, page 28.
What was letters?
Cursive letters book, page 28.
Cursive. It's Miss Flugent.
That's on the floor.
It's called Writing with
Phonics.
Phonics.
Yes, it's called Writing with Phonics, but I call it the letters book.
Page 58.
28.
You want us to do 28?
We're just going to the page for right now.
I already did.
Okay.
No, it was this one. You write this in the pages I sent home.
Huh?
That's it. That's it.
For your spelling? Yesterday?
No. I did this yesterday. Did this. Yeah.
I think it's. Why don't you ask her what?
Miss Flugent.
79?
Person.
He's not here.
Miss Flugent.
You can put the book away once I'm there. Yeah, that's our page. All right, so today we're learning capital letter G. We already did lowercase, G. Mhm. So this is capital G or a big G. All right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and walk through capital G. Dennis?
This, Mom.
You got a
Is
question?
it cursive or letters and sounds?
It's cursive, the cursive book, Writing with Phonics, the cursive letters, practice.
Why does Miss Flugent get to be water?
Okay.
No, I'm.
All right. Letter G. All right, so we start on the red line for capital G, and capital G also fills out the entire line because it's a capital letter. First thing I do is I am going to curve all the way up. Oh, I messed up. I'm going to curve all the way up to the blue here, okay? That's my first step when writing the letter G. So I'm going to curve all the way up. I loop and go all the way to the middle line, okay? So again, I'll curve up, loop all the way to the middle. Then I'll curve back up here to the dots here. I don't go all the way back up. I kind of stop a little bit. So then I'm gonna curve up. Then I curve down to close my G. I touch the red line. Then I slant and I kick it out. That's capital G. Again, curve up, loop, go back up, curve down to close it, touch the red, curve, kick it out. Again, curve up, loop, here, all the way down. Make sure you're touching the line, okay? So when you're curving to come back down, make sure that you're curving all the way to touch the red line. Okay, so can we practice line 1? It's over there.
Do we have to do our name?
That's fine. So when you're done, you can just show me letter G. So this week in writing, it'll be the same thing where you practice a city or a state, the name of it, the proper noun name of it inside of a sentence. So remember, anytime there's a city and a state together, what do we put in between them? Does anybody remember? We put a comma in between them. So if we have the city, say if I would say Lafayette, the city, then I put Louisiana, the state, I always have to make sure to put that comma between them. Today, we won't practice that. These sentences don't have that today, but we're just practice. So number 1 says, Sam went hiking in Colorado. If you haven't been to Colorado, they have a lot of beautiful mountains there. So Sam went hiking in Colorado. So go ahead and write number 1. Colorado is the proper noun name of a state. So write number 1 correctly.
Oh, I forgot how to write a capital S.
ready? Anybody ready to walk us through this one? Who's finished? Thank you, Avaya. Go ahead. I'm gonna do somebody in person too. Unmute.
Capitalize the S.
Capitalize S in Sam, boy's name, and first letter.
Capitalize the C.
C in Colorado, which is the proper noun of a state. And how do I finish it?
With a period.
Good. All right. Number 2. Abraham Lincoln. Oh, look at that first and last name. Is from Kentucky. Abraham Lincoln is from Kentucky. Go ahead and write this one correctly.
Abraham. Miss Fulgence. It's blurry.
Oh, it's blurry.
Yes.
Is that
Because I
better?
don't know if that's an E or an R.
Where? A-B-R-A-H-A-M. A-B-R-A.
A-B-R.
R, yes. Sorry.
R. A-B-R.
I have 3 minutes and then I have to move on to science.
H. A-M. Abraham Lincoln. L. L. I. N. Miss Fluden. How do you make a capital K?
Capital K?
Yes.
You didn't.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, 2 more seconds.
Miss Flugent,
Uh-huh.
how do you make a capital C in cursive?
A capital what?
A capital C in cursive.
Capital C.
Thank you.
Only thing is the little loop. That's it.
Miss Ludens. Is Lincoln Abraham's last name?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You have a question, Joshua?
So, can I do this sentence?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to give everybody, to make sure everybody was able to complete it. But yeah, let's go. So Abraham Lincoln is from Kentucky. How do I write it correctly, Joshua?
You capitalize the A
Yes, capitalize first letter A.
and you capitalize the K.
Okay, one thing we're
Then put
missing.
a period.
Well, Abraham Lincoln. Remember, Lincoln is his last name. So how should I write that?
You capitalize the L.
Yes, capitalize the L in his name. And yes, you are right. We capitalize the K in Kentucky and finish with a period. Awesome. All right, number 3, create your own sentence with the name of a city or the name of a state. Okay, so go ahead. Number 3, do your own sentence with the name of a city or a state. Okay, are we ready to share some of our sentences? Yeah? Okay. What you have, Naraya?
I live in Houston, Texas.
Good. Oh,
It's beautiful.
awesome. She said, I live in Houston, Texas. It is beautiful. Good. Okay, anybody else is ready? Okay, go ahead, Joshua.
Me and my mom went to Florida.
Good. Me and my mom went to Florida. Awesome. Go ahead, Taylin.
And we went Louisiana.
Good. Tom and Leah went to Louisiana. Awesome. Oh, Louisiana. Okay. And all right, Avaya. Unmute.
Mine says Sam lives in Kentucky.
Okay, good. Sam lives in Kentucky. Good. All right. And Dennis, you have yours ready, or Kinley? Not yet?
The students were reading together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not yet? Okay, I'll give like 10 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Kinley, what you have?
And the vice president went to Lafayette, Louisiana to meet the new vice president, and the president, so the vice president can become into a president.
Wow, nice. Very good. Dennis, you ready? Okay, well, that's okay. All right, so let's move on from writing. Let's go to phonics. So today we're introducing a new chart. Yeah. Okay, let's do chart 8. Okay, you can get your books with me then. All right, so let's go ahead and look at phonics chart 8. All right. Okay, let's go through chart 8 together on 3. 1, 2, 3. THR says third in 3. AR says R in stars. CH says in church. OR says or in morning. OU says ow in out. OW says ow in owl.
Yours says
OW says o in bowl. ER says in verse. UR says in nurse. IR says in bird. OI says oi in coin. OY says oi in boy. OO says in book. OO says ooh in tooth. WOR says were in worms. IGH says I in night. ALK says ok in walk. Okay. Oh, AL, yeah, that's right. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and finish our last two sounds on chart 8, and then I'll introduce chart 9, okay? So today we're learning ALL that says all, and ALK that says awk. So let's look at the first word, ALL, all. SM, what's the word?
Small.
Small. Next, I have CH and ALK, awk. What's the word? Awk. Chalk. Next, I have ALL, all. What's the word? Ball. Next, I have ALK, awk. What's the word? Talk. So that's ALL, all, ALK, awk. Okay, let's make some words with these blends. So I have stack. Stack. What's a word I can create from stack, Naraya? Stack. Like to stack something. Thank you for raising your hand. Next, speed. Speed. What's a word I can create from speed, Avaya?
Speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
Next, I have blue. Blue. I mean, that's pretty obvious. What's a word I can create from blue, Joshua?
Blue. Balloon.
Well, blue. BLU. Blue. Think about the color. Blue. Only thing is that it just has an E at the end. That's why it's different. And then next one, thin. 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 Dennis?
Thin.
Thin?
Yeah.
Okay, thin. Good. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and introduce chart 9. And we'll practice the first thing on chart 9. So we are going to be introduced into something different today from special sounds. So all of our special sounds are like FL, BL, THR, and we did ALL and ALK. But on chart 9, we have something different on chart 9. So let's look at chart 9 here. Okay, so this is one of our first charts that we're learning new. This is a chart that you did not learn last kindergarten. Okay, so this is chart 9 here. So if you look at the sounds, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go through. You don't have to say it. I'll go through them. So just listen, and then I'll explain about our sound today. Okay, so first one is ING says ing, and pointing. KN says and not. GN says and not. ANG says ang, and bang. ING says ing, and king. ONG says ong, and long. UNG says ung, and strung. ANK says ank, and bank. INK says ink, and wink. ONK says onk, and honk. UNK says unk, and trunk. WA says walk, and wash. A says up, and adopt. Y says eat, and baby. LE says wool, and little. ED says add, and wanted. ED says and looked. ED says d, and played. Okay, so these are all of the sounds on chart 9. Now, if you look at the first sound on chart 9, there's something different about that first sound and all the other sounds. Does anyone see what's different? There's something on that sound that's not on the other sounds. Can you tell me, Naraya, what is it? Look at the first sound and then look at all the rest. There's something different about that sound and all the other sounds. It's not even the letters. All the letters are different. Anybody can see what's different?
That they don't have any eyes.
It's nothing about the letters. Anybody? Avaya, Dennis, or Joshua? Anything you notice different about the ing sound here and all the other sounds? There's something different.
There's a period at the bottom of them.
No, not that.
There's a dot under all of them.
Okay, so look at ing. There's a line. Do you not see the line? What's the line? Look, all the other signs don't have that. You see? This one does. Well, the only ones that do are ed down here, but that's because they're the same thing as ing. Ing has this line. None of the other sounds have this line, and that's because ing here is not a special sound. I'm going to tell you what this is. So anytime you have a phonics chart and their sound has this line here, it is not a special sound. All of the rest of these are special sounds, but this is not. This is something totally different. This line here that's right in front of it, this line here is called a hyphen. Say that, hyphen. This line is called a hyphen. This line is telling us that this ing has to connect to something. That's why that line is there. It's telling you connect ing to something. ing, like this with the hyphen, is not a special sound. It is called a suffix. Okay? Write it right here. Suffix. This ing is called a suffix. Anytime you see a sound that has this hyphen here, it's not a special sound. It's a suffix. Just like these eds down here, those are called suffixes. Suffixes are not special sounds. Remember that. Suffixes are not special sounds. They are different. Suffixes have one job, and that's to help a word. It's to turn a word into a new word. A suffix will always go at the end of a word. It's always going to be in the back at the end of a word. Now, on chart 9, we have the word pointing. Do you see the ing here at the back? Yeah, that's because we added the ing to this word, which was point. Now, a suffix will always be added to what is called a root word. A root word. So suffixes are added to root words. Your root word is your beginning word, your word that you are starting with, okay? Because point is a word by itself, right? I will point my finger. But when I add suffix ing to point, it becomes pointing. Ing is a suffix that we add to the back of words. So a root word is your beginning word, your starting word. In order for you to have a suffix, it has to have a root word. You cannot add a suffix to a word that is not a root word. So I can't just say ing, but there's no root word for me to add it to. So whenever you are marking root words and suffixes, you mark it different. So remember when we did ALL and ALK, we circled our special sounds. Well, when it comes to marking suffixes in root words, we do it different. Look at this word parking. My root word is park, and the suffix is obviously ing. So whenever I want to show the root word, I underline. Look at that, I'm underlining park. Park is my beginning word, the word I started with. And then ing is my suffix, so I'll circle the suffix ing. This is how you mark. You underline the root word, you circle the suffix. So look at crying. What's the root word in crying? The word that you started with. And crying.
Ing.
No, not ing. That's not the root word.
Cry.
Cry is the root word. So I underline cry. And then ing is my suffix, so I circle the suffix. Look at walking. What would be the root word in walking? The root word in walking. Kinley? Walk. So I underline the root word walk. And what's the suffix? ing, and I circle that. Next, I have singing. What's the root word in singing? Avaya, what's the root word in singing? Unmute.
Sing.
Sing, and what's the suffix?
Ing.
ing. So we underline the root word and we circle the suffix. So we'll practice this week root words and suffixes. I just wanted to introduce chart 9 and the first sound. A root word is your beginning word, your word that you're starting with. A suffix is what you always add to the end. Look at that hyphen. That hyphen tells you that. That line is saying connected to something else. Okay, so that's our phonics lesson today on chart 9 and learning about root words and suffixes. Okay, go ahead and get out your reading. We're on page 94.
What did you say?
Reading page 94. Okay, we'll read about the home run.
They don't help her. I didn't help her. Where? It says 8. No, she said 8. Because it was in the section. No, I said it was close. 9. 8.
It says,
Oh, we'll start with this one. 9. Yeah, we only have like a little bit of pace here. We just have like 10 more. 91. I can't wait until we get to this page. 98 and 99.
All right, the home run.
98. Home run.
All right, so we're looking at page 94, SN, SN, and SL, so. All right, let's read the words. Come on.
SN says and
Snack.
snack. SN says
No, you don't have to say SN, just read the words.
snake, sniff, slip, sleeve, sleeve,
Look at the vowels.
slide.
Good, slide. Okay, let's look at 95, the home run. Okay, Dennis, you can start us off, the home run. Unmute.
What page is it?
95.
Do you like to play with his? He tries to pull the ball into the stands. Bat, a bat. He likes to slide into a bat. If he is not safe on that bat, if he's not safe on that bat, but if he's not
Base.
safe on that base, he may try to sneak to the next one.
Okay, so we're introduced to Jim. What does he like to play?
With his team.
What does he like to play with his team?
The home run.
What game does he like to play? Yes, baseball. He likes to play baseball with them, right? Okay, so he likes to slide into base, and if he's safe, he might try to sneak to another base. So he likes to have fun. Okay, 96. Well, I was trying to see if people. Okay, Kinley. 96. Right here. Look, right here.
One day, Jim came up to bat. Tom was on first base. Scott was on second base, and Brent was on third base. Then Jim hit the ball. It was a grand slam. Jim went to first base with a big grin. His team will win the game.
Awesome. Okay. So Jim goes, so one day as they're having a game, Jim comes up to bat, right? So Tom is on first base, Scott is on second base, and Brent is on third base. So Jim hits the ball and it's a grand slam. So what a grand slam is like if there are 3 people on the bases, and because in baseball there's only 3 bases, first, second, third base. If someone who comes to hits the ball and makes a home run, then all 3 of those people get to come in home. Well, and for all 4 of them actually. And so they get like, they get 4 points. And so because of that, his team won the game. He hit a home run. So all the people who were on the bases and Jim were able to run in. So that was a grand slam. So they won the game. So Jim had fun with his friends playing the game. Okay, 98, fun at play. Okay, STR Stir and SW SWA. Anybody? Avaya or Joshua like to read the words? Okay, go ahead, Joshua. You're on mute.
Straight, straw, swim, sweet, strip, strap, swift, wave.
Good.
Yes.
And the word to watch for is what?
Bride,
IR says
bird,
Bird. Yes. Okay. All right. 1 second. Okay. All right. So let's go. Anybody fun at play? Avaya, fun at play. You can read the story part. You're on mute. Okay.
the fish got swish. As the swims to the sea, the bird says tweet. As the flames flies past me. The sheep says baa, then sleeps in the sun. I play in the grass and have lots of fun.
Good. Okay. So this is just a little poem about fun at play and how all the animals are doing what they're doing. Okay. Awesome. All right. So that's our pages today on the home run and fun at play. Okay. That's it for reading. Let's go ahead and move on to pronouns, language. So you need a piece of paper. We're learning 2 new lists on today. So you need a paper to write those down. I'll give you a minute to get your paper ready. All right. So let's see if we can figure out the definition of a pronoun together. So I'm gonna start with a. Okay, so what is a pronoun? Let's start with a. Okay, what's the next word? A pronoun. What's the next word, Taylin? A pronoun is. What's the next word, Kinley? A. Next word, Avaya. A pronoun is a
Word.
word. Dennis, what's the next word? A pronoun is a word. Oh, you went on, yeah, you went on mute.
Used.
Used. Okay, Joshua, the next word. A pronoun is a word used.
This word.
Chlorophyll.
It's chlorophyll.
Who does the noun?
A
A noun.
pronoun is a word used. What's the next word?
A noun.
Not a noun. A pronoun is a word used. Okay, it's okay. In. A pronoun is a word used in.
The name.
Not the, it's the. A pronoun is a word used in the.
Name. The.
Okay, Avaya, a pronoun is a word used in the
Place
place
of a noun.
of, what's the last word, Dennis? A pronoun is a word used in the place of a
Noun.
noun, okay? It seems like we still need to work on knowing the entire thing. We're about to be finished with pronouns, so practice. Okay, so what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word used in the place of a noun. Excuse me. Pronouns take the place of nouns. We remove the noun to put in the pronoun. Yes, Dennis, you have a question?
Next year's my birthday.
Yes, yep. It'll come back next year, yeah. So list 1, we talked about covers your name. So we take out our name. What are the pronouns that take the place of your name? Give me some of them that take the place of your name. I. What else? Me. Make sure that you're focused. I, me, my, and
Bye.
mine. Good. Then last week we learned list 2, which covers pronouns for the names of other people. Instead of saying their names, I could use certain pronouns for the names of people. What are those pronouns? What are some of them? He, she. What are some other ones? He, she, his, hers, two more. Him, and the last one is pretty easy, just like that. Hers. Good. Avaya, can you turn and face the screen? Thank you. Okay, so list 2 covered pronouns for names of people. He, she, his, her, him, hers. So we are going to introduce list 3 on today, okay? So list 3. List 3 pronouns are when it's you, meaning you personally, and someone together. So you and someone. Okay? So whenever you and someone, like if I would say my dad and I, if I would say my sister and I, me and my friend, my cousin and I, it's when you and someone are together. You or some people are together. My family and I. So whenever it's you and someone together, there are certain pronouns. Instead of listing all of your names, instead of saying it was me, my sister, my cousin, my uncle, my friend, instead of going through all of those people, there are certain pronouns you can use to replace all of your names. So instead of saying my dad and I went to the store, I don't want to say my dad and I. What could I say instead of saying my dad and I? I could say we went to the store. We is a pronoun that takes the place of you and someone. So instead of naming you and the person, you can just say we. So instead of saying my dad and I, we could say we went to the store. Okay? Instead of saying the blue car is for my family, I could say the blue car is for us. See that? So this is for you and someone. You and someone. Okay? All right, next. You can say the red house is my family's house. The red house is my family's house. Instead of saying my family's, I could say the red house is our house. Or I could say another one, that red house is ours with an S. So whenever it's you and someone together, these are the pronouns you use. We, us, our, ours. Again, we, us, our, and ours. Those pronouns take the place of you and someone together. Instead of saying all of your names, you can use those particular pronouns to replace your names. So instead of saying my dad and I, we could say we. Instead of saying my family, we can say us. Instead of saying me and my sisters, we can say our. Instead of saying me and my friends, we can say ours. So these 4 pronouns take the place of you and someone. Take a minute to write these down.
Miss Flugence. Miss Flugence.
Yes?
Were we showing for show and tell?
Let's write our language right now, okay? Thank you. Okay, we have it, not yet, still getting it down. Okay.
I'm done.
Do we have it? Yes, Dennis, Joshua, Vaya? Yeah, okay. Still working on it. Okay, I'll give you another minute.
Miss Prudence,
Uh-huh.
look at this.
Okay, cool. We have the E-R-R, U-R-R, and I-R-R. Those are the sounds. So really and truly, you'll have to study this week and know which goes inside of the word, because all you're going to hear is you have to know which it is, okay? So let's go through our list. So there's one, put one in each box. Okay, so her, H-E-R, her. Then we have serve, S-E-R-V-E, serve. Purse, P-U-R-S-E, purse. Burn, B-U-R-N, burn. Curl, C-U-R-L, curl. Next row, turn, T-U-R-N, turn. Dirt, D-I-R-T, dirt. First, F-I-R-S-T, first. Girl, G-I-R-L, girl. Sir, S-I-R, sir. Next row, we have stir, S-T-I-R, stir. Shirt, S-H-I-R-T, shirt. Third, T-H-I-R-D, third. Said, S-A-I-D, said. And have, H-A-V-E, have. Okay? So let's look at your Greek and Latin for this week. Okay, your Greek words are phobos, P-H-O-B-O-S, phobos, and it means fear. Like when someone says they have a phobia of something, that means a fear of something. We have different types of phobias, different types of fears. Then we have sin, S-Y-N, sin, which means with or together. Like when you say we're so in sync with one another, meaning like you're doing all of the things together. Latin word is cum, C-U-M, cum, and it means with or together. Like when you say cooperate, that's working together. You're working with someone. So again, Greek words are phobos. See that PH? It says the F sound, so be careful with that. Phobos, fear. Sin, with are together. And your Latin word is cum, which also means with are together, okay? So that is it. Now we're done with everything for the day, okay?